Hello everyone, it's Carol with scrapadabadoo.com. Today we are going to be working on this Christmas banner. I have put together a category in the store where you can find all of the bits and pieces. And let me put a link in here for you. I have the chipboard pieces cut out and in a set of 6, so you'll get 3 of each one, so you can decide whether you want to do 3 stockings or whether you want to do 3 mittens or whatever you want to do. And then today the paper that we're using is the Birds and Berries. It's a kind of a blue and a peachy red color palette, and so it'll be a little bit different than what I did on the one. They do look like cute oven mittens. We could do something with them for a recipe. Oop, good idea, Jean Marie. And then I will show you the rest of the bits and pieces as we go. But first of all, what I wanted to do was show you, if you just buy the die cuts and don't get the dies, how to cover the piece. But since I had the die, I went ahead and made it easier for myself and just cut them all out, and we'll be assembling the fronts and the backs. So what I do is I just take a piece of paper, and you want to be on the back side of it so that when you flip it over and glue it on, it's facing the way that you want it to face. So I'm just gonna trace around the stocking. Oop. Broke my lead. Okay. And then I'm just gonna cut it out, and I'm not gonna make sure that I'm on the line because we're gonna, after we glue it on, we're gonna sand it down. So you just have to cut close to the line. And I'm using my Fiskars Precision scissors. I love these the best. When I do a lot of cutting with regular scissors and having to put my fingers in those holes, I end up with indentations. And this way, because you grip these scissors from the outside, it just keeps your hands from cramping, and you can cut all the way to the tip with these scissors. And to get into the tiny little spaces, the tip works great. So what have you all been up to? I know Margaret's getting ready to head up to Canada to celebrate Thanksgiving with her daughter that lives up there. Okay, so we're going to take our stocking and we're going to glue this on. And as you know, with paper to chipboard, I like to use my Pioneer glue stick. I think it holds. You just have to make sure that you get around your edges really good. And then the rest will stay. So this is how we're going to do it if you just get the die cuts and not the dies themselves. And I always take my brayer and just press it down really good. It's not fair. You get turkey twice. I'm going to put in my official complaint. And then I'm just going to take my Tim Holtz sander and I'm just going to sand around the edges to make sure that it's a good fit. So this is how you're going to do it if you just get the die cuts and not the dies. Okay? And then you'll go back and ink. So ink covers a multitude of sins. So we have the shed 95% complete. Seemed like the longest part of the project. But then usually when you're ready to get done, it seems like the last little bit takes forever. So right now we're just working on figuring out what we want to put in there and kind of purging stuff that was in the front of the garage. And so anyway, let's move on to the real one. But that's how you're going to do the stocking if you yeah, almost done, June Marie, almost. We started moving things in, got the freezer in there, and moved the Christmas stuff all over out of Dan's shop, which he is so happy to have done, because now that gives him room for all his goods up in the loft in his shop. So let's just go ahead and we're going to just glue all these down to begin with. I'm using 3 mittens and 2 stockings. And I'm going to cover, I didn't cover both sides of the first one that I did. And it was an afterthought, but you should probably cover both sides, because if you're going to display it and hang it up, chances are you're going to be putting it somewhere that the back side is going to show. So we're going to just glue on both sides. And it doesn't take very long to get it done. So, but now we have to go through all of his fishing gear and decide what he's going to put in there. He hasn't been doing a whole lot of fishing, but then this summer we really didn't do a whole lot other than construction. So I think I'll pretty much talk him into keeping all of it and making that decision next year when it's not so busy. Okay, so 1 mitten down. And I love the colors on this. These are, I don't know if you can see it, but this is kind of like a wispy pink. And then this is a poinsettia paper, which is really pretty. So, and there's 3 of those. I'm going to make those exactly alike. Gotta have turkey for Thanksgiving. That's just a rule. That's why they call it Turkey Day. So just line them up. We had to turn the heater on. We put it off for as long as we possibly could, but got so cold the other night that we ended up turning the heater on. I want to make sure all of mine are facing the proper direction. Glue stick can get kind of sticky on your fingers, but with a baby wipe you can wipe off the edges and it comes right off. This is probably the longest part of the project, is getting these glued on. And I think these would make really cute pockets to put gift cards in too. I would just take and put two of them together, not with the chipboard, but just with paper, and just glue around the edges and leave the top open. Okay, so we got our 3 mittens done. Okay, Jean Marie, hope it works better. Sometimes Ustream cooperates, sometimes Ustream doesn't. And now the paper that I'm using on the stocking is the other poinsettia, the pink one. Is anybody else having issues? Hi, Miss Linda. Were you in a cornfield and couldn't find us? And for the back, I just picked out a stripe that would go with the pink back. Wonder why that is. Why sometimes it has issues and other times it's fine. It was some kind of field, huh? Let me move this one out of the way now. So I did go in this morning and I listed mystery boxes. And I'm going to do some of them with dies and some without, so you'll have a choice. There's either $100 mystery boxes or there's $50 mystery boxes. Hi, Amanda. You think it's because there's more users now, June Marie? More people are streaming and doing videos and all that good stuff? And you know, June Marie, if you want one, I can hold it and bring it to you in January so you can save on shipping. Okay. So we've got all of them covered. Put our glue paper away. Yeah, and then I can take the rest of the year to fill it, June Marie. Okay. So I am going to ink the edges of this, and I'm kind of wondering if I want to do the edges in brown or if I want to do them in red. What do you guys think? Let's give this one a test and see which one we like best. So this is the fire brick. That's the red. And this is, of course, vintage photo. So that's the brown. Doesn't make too much of a difference, the red or the brown. But I think because we're going to be using so much red on it, I think I'm going to go with the brown just to kind of give it that vintage look. Brown? Brown it is. That's what I thought, Linda. I'm just going to give them a quick go around on the edges. And I'm going to do the back as well. So the mystery boxes will be a good thing because, as you guys know, we are working toward expanding the store and making it larger. And probably through the winter, Dan will work on getting the garage door torn out and the window put in and the door put in. And then maybe in February or so, then we will start tearing out the wall between the front of the garage and the store. And when we do that, I will have to take everything that's on floor level and on that one wall and take it out. And so if I work at reducing my inventory between now and February, I won't have so much to move. Hi, Carrie. I'm going to try not to have to shut down the store while we're doing it. And hopefully, if we plan it well enough, Dan and I have talked about it, that if I move everything out, like say Thursday and Friday, that he and our son can come in and tear up the floors and put the new flooring down on Saturday, and then get the wall rebuilt and everything done on Sunday. It'll be exciting, because what I'd really like to do is be able to combine the store and the craft room so that when I do my shows, I would be out there on a larger table and a lighter area. And so we'll see how it goes. You know how plans are. I also put a bunch of new stuff in the one and done category today as well. Some of those items that there's only one left of and I don't plan on reordering goes in that, and they're 30% off. And with the mystery boxes, they'll be packed. They'll be at least double your money in retail value. Okay, so I got them all done. So the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to take... Now, when you get your die cuts, if you order the die cuts or the die, you get the top of the stocking. Well, the stocking fits both the mitten and the stocking. It's a little bit big on the mitten, but it fits perfectly on the stocking. And so I've got a piece of glittery felt, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make all of them in the white. Yeah, bigger mess to play with. Very much so. So if you don't have the die, then you can just trace around this piece. I would probably... Oh, no, pencil's working fine. You can hardly see it, but you can trace around it and then cut it out. Or if you have the die, which I'm going to do to make it quicker and easier, I'm just going to cut out the 5 pieces that I need on the die. I fit a whole lot in those boxes, June Marie. And probably some of the stuff that's going to go in these boxes are things that, paper packs and things like that, that I've got in my stash that I thought, well, I'll use it, and I've never gotten around to using it, and now I really can't use it. So, okay, hang on, be right back. I'm going to cut these out, and then we'll get these done. Oops, got to get my die. Okay. Now with the felt, sometimes it doesn't cut all the way through, so you just have to kind of go through and cut the little fur balls off. Okay, now you have to tell us, Linda. Oh no, I think I just had a bird hit my window. Okay. Now on the felt, I have found that glue doesn't work real well on it. So we are going to use score tape on the back of it. Make sure you put it on the side that doesn't have the sparkles on it. The white felt that I have in the store has sparkles on it. I couldn't get the green and red with sparkles. Hi, Vicki. How are you today? good. Finally feeling like I'm getting back into the swing of things. I signed up to be in a ATC swap with a group of ladies on our the Scrap-a-Dab-a-Doo ACT page, and a Christmas theme, and they were supposed to go out by the end of last month. Needless to say, I was late, and I just got them finished up. So we're just going to put that on the top, and it sticks out a little bit on the back side, but I think that that's going to be okay. I don't think it looks too funky. Today we are making a version of the stocking banner. Only we're making it a little bit different out of some different papers. We're using the Birds and Berries paper pack, which has a kind of a pinkish, and some of them are blue, and I couldn't decide whether I wanted to do the pink or the blue. So I think I'm going to trim this down around the top. Not too worried about the sides because they'll kind of get covered, but around the top. And then we're going to go ahead and ink around that. And I should have inked the bottom side, but it won't really show up because we're going to be putting string on that. They're kind of fun. I just got so into construction and trying to get everything done around here that I just didn't get it out in time. I'll line it up with the bottom again. There's so many cute papers. We just got the Bo Bunny. Forget what it's called. Farmer's Market or Vintage Market or something. And it's really pretty. And then I brought in their Halloween one too, just a few of those. June Marie, are you referring to just that one? Margaret's Johnny on the spot when it comes to her swaps. She had her ATCs out before I even got the addresses in my email. Really, Jim Marie, email me about that and I will get a hold of okay, so now we have our tops on. And I am going to also make the toes for the stockings. Okay, so where's the rest of my white? Yes, I used it all. And so I'm just going to lay that across and kind of mark it where I want it. So I don't need to have it very big. But trim and ink them, oh, I didn't. Thank you. I don't need to trim the boots because it actually cuts them out perfect on that one. I just used that as a template for my other one. So I did not ink them. Thank you, Linda. It's not sticky back felt. It's just glittery. I'll just use some score tape to tape it on. Okay, pretty much I went straight up and down on the other one. So I think that's what I'll do on this. And this you want to kind of cut where it's nice, because felt doesn't sand real well. And then I'm just going to actually cut around this one for the second one. Could always run it through your Xyron. Perfect. So now let's get the heel. I think I want it just like that. Could have gotten a better pin, I suppose. This one's pretty thin to be marking. I'll have to look into that. I've never been able to find sticky back felt. Oh no, I marked it on the wrong side, but that's okay because we're going to ink it. But I don't know if that's still, yeah, it's still going to fit. Okay. So I'll just use that one to guide me for the second one. I find score tape works pretty good on felt. I haven't found an adhesive like glue or anything that works real good on it. But score tape seems to hold it fairly well. Oh, that's a good idea, Jim Marie. So I suppose you could just put the paper on the back of the felt and then die cut it. I'm not going to do any more swaps till after the first of the year. So I say now. But I did get my Christmas ones done. Oh, that's the heel. Okay, so I just fit it right on there. I'll have to sneak to Michael's and see what brand they're using for their sticky back felt and see if I can't find it somewhere to get. A lot of times they have it made their own, or they have manufacturers make it under their brand, and then you can't get it. Go ahead and tape the toes while I'm taping here. So has anybody started their Christmas shopping? Oh no. I'm out of tape. I know where to get some, though. I gotta put a score tape order in. I can't seem to keep it in stock. People buy it 10 rolls at a time. You haven't, Junior? I thought you'd be done by now. Well, lo and behold. You're kidding, Carrie. I gotta figure out what we're even gonna do this year. We do a thing for Dan's mom and dad. They're snowbirds. So they go to California every year for the winter. And so since they aren't home for Christmas, we do what we call the 12 days of Christmas for them. And we get them 12 gifts and wrap them up, and I think it starts like on the 13th of December. They get to start 13th or 15th. No, 13th. They get to open a gift, and they open a gift every day up until Christmas Day when they open their big gift. So we get them all kinds of little things. I'll make her a yearly little calendar for on her fridge, and then I do the little purse calendar and a candle. And for him, we do, he loves Sudoku, so we get him a Sudoku book, and different candies and batteries for their flashlights that we've gotten them in the past. Oh, you know what? I want to ink this one. Hang on. Oh, hang on. I want to ink this one before I put it on. At least that front part. And I'll get the back part when I get it on. So that way they have a little bit of Christmas fun building up to Christmas. Oh, and I stuck that one down without inking it. Oh, that worked. Yay. And June Marie, I don't buy a single Halloween decoration. I am not a Halloween girl. Okay, so now we're going to add the toes. Welcome back, Linda. Are any of you in the path of the hurricane? Sounds like it's going to be pretty nasty this time. Okay, so we got all these covered. Now we get to start decorating. All right, so there we go with that. Find my little shaper here because we're going to shape some poinsettias. And I took the Tim Holtz movers and shapers. It's a poinsettia. It's got the poinsettia and the cardinal on it. And I went ahead and cut out enough to do 2 poinsettias on each stocking. I had die cut some snowflakes out of the felt for the first one. But I thought since these have poinsettias on it, we'd just go for the poinsettias this time. Ooh, tornadoes aren't any fun either. But then we've been warned about possibly earthquakes in this area. They just say anytime we could have the big one. Okay, so I lost my shaper, ladies. Who took my shaper? Okay, got it. And I just cut this out of some red paper that we have. And I'm just going to go on the back side and just push them down. And then I'll turn them over and do my little cup. And I'm going to do that to all of them. You guys don't typically get earthquakes there, do you, Linda? Maybe Oklahoma just gets it all, huh? You guys are blessed with everything. Ooh, Jim Marie, to me, snow is a deadly event. I'm housebound when it snows here because I know that me behind the steering wheel of a car in snow, I'm a danger to all others. And so I know that if it's freezing or snowing, that I am home. You don't want me behind the wheel of a car when there's white stuff on the ground. Then lately we haven't, it seems like about every 5 or 6 years we'll get a good snow. But other than that, we're just mostly rain in the winter time and maybe a couple days of iciness where it gets down to zeros. Carrie, you got a lot of flooding last year, didn't you? Okay, so we got all those shaped. Now we're going to take our twine and we're going to wrap it around. And I leave enough at the end to where I can tie it in a bow when I'm done. And I'm just going to wrap it around 3 times. Cut it off and tie a bow. Okay. So there's that part of it. We're going to do that to all the pieces. Oop. Saved it. My dog, we have a puggle, Sam. He absolutely loves the snow. One year we had probably a good 12 inches. And he went out and tunneled himself a runway around the whole entire backyard. And he would go out and run that. I mean, all day long. He would just go and go and go and go. And he'd be throwing snow up with his nose. And, I mean, he absolutely loves the snow. It was just really, it's hilarious. I wish I'd have videotaped it. But he had his path all the way around the perimeter of the yard. And he did not want to stay in the house. He wanted to be outside. But it was so cold that we couldn't leave him out for very long at a time because he's got short hair. And so you didn't want him to get cold. But, I mean, the way he was running, he probably wouldn't have gotten very cold. He was just in hog heaven. Yeah, he doesn't want to go out. I mean, he's not very active when it's nice days. He doesn't run around in the backyard. But, man, get him in that snow, and he is just a happy camper. Another thing he does is he loves his bath. I mean, absolutely, Dan goes in and starts running the bathtub. Well, you know, he knows that when the bathtub's running, it's for him because we take showers. Um, and man, he will run in there and he will literally just jump into the tub. And then he'll go down and get his nose in the water and blow bubbles, and he just has a great time in the bath. Take him out to a lake or a body of water, and he will not step foot in there. Doesn't want anything to do with it. Did I get them all? Nope, I got one more. What kind are you getting, Carrie? Been watching Jim's adventure with his new dog. Australian, are those Australian Shepherds? I mean, my son and his wife have one, and they are so beautiful. And he is a herder. He wants to herd everyone. The kids, us. They're so beautiful. Welcome back, Vicki. Okay, so we have all of our ribbons on. So now we're going to do our flowers. Let me get my little score mat here. They are different. Okay, so we're just going to take a little daub of glue, and I'm using the quick dry. We're going to put it in there. And then we're going to take a second one and kind of line it up. They're not really going to be perfectly offset, but you can get them to where they are offset. And then just push them down in there to where they hold. And then I am going to cut out some leaves. And I actually have the poinsettia leaf punch from Tim Holtz. I have more of them on order, but my one supplier doesn't have them. So there goes that one. And do 2 for each stocking. I think I got them. And go ahead and ink these. I think all dogs are pretty smart. Boy, I saw, I love punches. I saw video, someone had posted it on Facebook about this ballet dancer that was doing a dance, and she had a dog that was dancing right with her. Has anybody else seen that video? Where it's just choreographed, and he goes right along with the music, and does all these incredible moves. And yeah, I haven't gone to the electronic cutter. I thought it was incredible, June Marie. I mean, you talk about smart. Dogs are amazingly smart. Totally amazingly smart. Okay, so just kind of looking at placement for these. We're going to put the leaves on first. And paper to the felt seems to work okay. Then I'm going to put the other one down here. And then we're just going to put some glue on the back of the flower. And then I'm going to press it in and hold it for just a few seconds here. And it's kind of landing on your there we go. And then I'm going to use the butter glass beads. We have all kinds of other colors of glass beads in the store. We've got red and clear and green and that, but I have the butter color that I have opened and been using, so I'm just going to stick with that. Piece of paper here. And then we're just going to pour a few beads in there. Push it down a little bit. Can you guys see what I'm doing, or do you need me to zoom in? And then just tap it off. And so there's our flower. So we're just going to repeat that for all of them. Oh, thanks, Vicky. Now I'm going to have popcorn today. So get it lined up to where you see it's kind of offset. This didn't. Okay, there we go. Now it wants to go back in. You just have to work it. There we go. Perfect. And I'm using quite a bit of the quick dry on the back of these poinsettias. That way it'll kind of go into the string and onto the felt and stay. And then you can puff these up after they dry. And once you get the beads down in it. And you can use glossy accents in the center of it, but I don't seem to find that there's much of a need. That when the glue dries on these, they seem to do just fine. You can't really see the glue on it. And just tap off the extra, push them down in. Okay, so there's 2 down. These are really cute, Carrie. I'm a sucker for stockings and mittens and snowmen. 99% of all of my Christmas decorations are snowmen. And they go together really quick too. It's not a long, drawn out project. It could be done pretty quickly. You could actually take and just cut these out and maybe put a little pocket on the back of them and string them up for the advent calendar countdown. That would be cute too. Take 25 of them, but that's nothing really. They each take, well, let's see. Oops. They're 5 by about 4. So out of a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, you'd get 4 of them. So that wouldn't take too many. Okay, I'm missing a leaf. Must have been the one that flew off onto the floor and I didn't repunch it. I seem to get it all finished too. I think we all do. We're miracle workers. Who needs sleep, right, Carrie? Why are they there, Linda? You got something going on? Those are so cute. Oh, I found it. It's on my lap. Good thing I have a big lap. Boop. Oh, Linda, be careful. I don't know that I could live with tornadoes. I don't. Well, that's a good thing, Linda. I'm glad they have never hit you. Okay. So we got those done. So now we're going to go back and put our words on them. And I am using the letters from the Prima 1-inch chip or 1-inch wood letters. Now these come with a whole bunch of stuff, and the letters are not real thin. They're pretty good, substantial wood ones, and I mean they come with, you know, a huge amount of pieces and lots of all the letters. So I have decided this time that we are going to do ho ho ho. And this is how our banner is going to line up. And so I have gotten my letters out. I love these letters. I wasn't sure when I ordered them what they'd be like, but I love how thick they are, and they're just the right size for something like this. So then I'm going to take my Wink Estella, and I've got the red, and I'm just going to paint the top of them with the Wink Estella because it gives it glitter. Makes it glittery. Now you can write anything you want across these, or you don't even have to put a word on the top of them. You could just keep decorating them more with different elements. You could put someone's name on it. The first one I did, I put Joy to the World. And I love how glittery this Wink Estella is. And it dries just as glittery as when it goes on. Yeah, I've got a pair of tweezers, Linda. When I got down to some of the bottom ones, I had to get a pair of tweezers and pull them out with tweezers. So you're not the only one. And I did discover, because I was trying to make a word that had more O's in it than what I actually had, because I used a lot of them on the first one. So I'd taken one of the Q's and I cut the little end off of it, and then the ground espresso distress ink is the same color as what the edges are, and so it covered up where I cut off. You can't even see it. So you can use the Q's for O's, just so you know. Just saying. We're getting a terrible rain shower here today. It's a good day to stay in and craft. Okay, so let's get these lined up and see how we want them. I think I want them like that. What do you think? Think that's good? So, and the quick dry actually works really well on these letters, and it dries pretty fast. They're all capital letters in here. And I forget how many pieces there are. Okay. Oh, that'd be different. Might have to keep my coffee grounds. Although, we've gone to the K-cups, so I'd have to yank a bunch of those open to get any grounds. Okay, so, very aromatic. Yes, I love the smell of coffee. I love the taste of, well, actually, I drink coffee more for the cream and sugar and the flavors rather than the coffee. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let this dry for a second, make sure that nothing falls off of it. Seems like everything's getting pretty well set. But in the meantime, I'm going to cut lengths for between them. And I think I'll just go with about 7 inches. Okay. So, I think we're going to be okay. So I'm going to start here where I started first. And I need it to be on the thumb side. So I'm just going to take, and this is how we're going to attach it to one another. And I'm just going to tie these in a knot back here. Trim it off. Then I'll bring my next one over. And you want to make sure that your flowers are all going to be on the left-hand side when you flip them over. And then you're just going to tie each one of them together on the backs, like so. I got that, Linda, on the coffee. I figured that's what you were talking about. Okay, so then you just want to trim this down. And then you'll take your next one and flip it over, making sure your flowers are on the left. And you just want to tie them together, each one. And since you started with about the same amount of string with each one, you should end up pretty close to having the same space between each one when you get them tied off. Linda, you be careful and you keep us informed to make sure you're safe. When you get the all clear, you better send me a quick email or something and let me know that it passed you by. You didn't turn into Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Some of my beads are falling off, but that's okay. It's easier to tie the first one than it is the second one. Well, we're going to be a little bit early today. This took us less than 2 hours to build. That to me is a quick craft. Okay. Appreciate that. Okay, last one. Now you could do pre-made flowers, you could use silk flowers, you could, you know, use all kinds of stuff on these. So now my fingers don't want to work. On the last one, I'm going to twist it around. Okay, so on the end one, you're going to just take however big a piece. Now you might want it big, or you might want it little, or whatever. And then I just tie a slip knot in one end of it. Wait, I want to cut my other end to be the same size, so. So that I got them both hanging the same length. And just tie a slip knot in one end. That way, whatever you hang it around, you can just put it on those. And then you're going to tie that to each end. So that you can hang your banner. So there you have it, girls. We have our ho 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 banner. Then go back, because these get flattened out when you turn them over. You can actually even tie them together before you put these on. That probably would be a wise idea because they got smushed, but they'll fluff up, and I'll let them dry a little bit more and then go back and fluff them up. So you might want to tie your boots together before you squish them down. I had time when I made my other one that I let them dry enough to where they didn't smoosh out. They didn't smoosh out. So there you go. Quick and easy. I might go back with the blue paper and make a blue one next. That way I can, maybe I'll just make these for all my girls for Christmas. I usually do something for them each. This would be a cute decoration to give to them. So, any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, anything? Any suggestions on what you'd like to do next time? I was thinking maybe we could work with some of the Prima dolls and maybe do a Thanksgiving tag. A big Thanksgiving tag, maybe to sit on the table at Thanksgiving and make some nameplates or something. Oh, yeah, Margaret, you gotta have these dies. I mean, the dies are just so much easier. So, you're welcome, Carrie. Oh, Linda. I'd come see ya. It's quite a walk, though. I don't think I could drive that far. But if we ever come out that way, I'd be sure to let you know. So anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to let you go a little bit early. Gwen will be here next week. I will be the week after that. And like I say, I think we want to work on using some of the Julie Nutting dolls and make a Thanksgiving tag for the centerpiece on my table. And then do some maybe little things for on the table as well. So hope you have a good day. I will talk to you soon. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you hanging out with me. And you can find all of the products that we used today at www.scrapadabadoo.com, and that's SCRAPADABADOO.com. Take care. Bye-bye.